gentlemen. Get up on your feet for Boys the Men, y'all. BoyzIIMen. It's the real Motown Philly up in here. You know, I'm from Detroit. They from Philly. It's the real Motown Philly going down right now on IPR. It's happening right now. What's up, fellas? What's going down?
What's happening? How you doing?
How you doing, man? What's up, Sean? You all right?
I'm good. How y'all doing? Y'all all right?
Right. We go back, Nate, man. We go back.
Yes,
I got some questions for you today, baby.
Uh-oh.
Let's start off, man, because you always been a business-minded type of cat. You started out with Stone Creek. Yeah. Where is Uncle Sam from Detroit? What's going down with Uncle Sam?
I don't know right now, unfortunately. Uncle Sam is probably in Detroit doing his own thing. I mean, you know, artists tend to grow in different directions, and I mean, he wanted to go in another direction, so we didn't want to hold him back. I mean, a lot of people in the business nowadays, they'll just sit on your contract and say, oh, well, we got you, so you can't do nothing. But BoyzIIMen, we don't roll like that.
I remember first meeting y'all, 1991, Jack the Rapper.
Wow.
On the elevator.
Wow. Good grief.
Yeah, y'all know what y'all was sporting, them shorts and them suit coats. Come on now. Hey,
yeah, that was the vibe, man. You know, that made us recognizable.
People are wearing it now.
Yeah, y'all was
ties and sweaters and the whole thing.
Yeah, man.
That was huge for us. That was what separated us from all the other groups at that time. Not just the vocal aspect, but I mean, you know, when people saw you, they knew exactly what group it was. They didn't mix you up with High Five or Color Me Bad or Jodeci. They knew, when they saw bow ties, they knew it was BoyzIIMen.
BoyzIIMen, AC, baby.
Yes, sir.
Check this out, man. Philly has a deep music group just like Motown. You know that.
Yeah.
You know, from Philly International. But I want to bring up some other deep people in Philly that a lot of people don't get props to. Yeah. Y'all had some of them in y'all first video. I'm talking about EST. From 3 Times Dope.
Wow.
Yes,
Good grief.
What's going on with that?
You know what? ES has been working with Scott Storch.
Yeah.
And
he writes for Scott Storch.
Yeah, he writes for Scott Storch and wrote a few things for him. So, you know, I mean, he's working. He's working. You know, a lot of cats is out there. It's a lot of talent. A lot of people don't know that. You know, during the year that we went to the High School of Creative and Performing Arts in South Philly, and we grew up with a lot of guys that are in the business right now, from Questlove to, you know, Black Thought from the Roots. Like, we were in the same classes together.
Amel
LaRue from Groove Theory. Like, we all went to that same school, as well as you know, jazz artists like Joey DeFrancesco and Chris McBride, who was a crazy bass player. You know what I mean? So a lot of these cats went off, and you know, we consider those the magic years, because most of the artists that, or most of the, you know, the artists that came out of that time that we went to high school, like, went to the Grammys, got Grammys and gold records and things of that nature. So it was fun, and it's fun to see other peers of ours that were actual friends that were just as successful doing their own thing.
Will Smith, to me, is the most underrated MC in hip-hop. I don't understand why they don't think he's dope. Will Smith is ridiculous on the mic to me. Brand new funk on
they
down,
don't remember,
man.
like Will, like, before Will was the Fresh Prince that everybody knows, like, him and Jeff used to do like a lot of like house parties, like at Temple University and Drexel and stuff like that. So Will had a, like, you know, how cats do it now as far as like the buzz and everything. Like, Will was doing it in Philadelphia, and he used to like kill shows. Like, he used to be a beast, like, especially when Jeff, you know, was on the records and everything. So we remember Will way back when you know, he used to drive around his little Corvette, and you know, he actually almost signed us before we got signed to Motown.
Yeah, coincidentally,
yeah, he almost had we were talking to him, and he was very close to signing us to his production company, but Motown, you know, brought up.
No offense to Will, but thank you.
He's fine though.
Back to Philly. Tragedy, Steady B, and Cool C.
Do any of you guys know these people that we're talking about? Like,
okay.
I just wanted to know. I want us to have like our own little conversation up here.
And they were like, what?
I mean, we are amongst all of you, but yeah. But if they don't know, it's their job to do the research, because I'm looking at history. We drop in history where y'all come from. Y'all from Philly.
That's right.
And it's much more deeper. You know what I'm saying? They need the research. That's why I'm dropping these jewels, so they can get online and really research these people. You know what I'm saying?
Steady B was one of those pioneers in hip hop in Philadelphia that was probably one of the few outside of Will to really break big. Like he was one of those guys that everybody in the neighborhood knew. You know, he was part of this crew called the Hilltop Hustlers with, you know, Cool C and who else? Tat Money and all those people. So it was a fun time. A lot of people don't really relate BoyzIIMen to hip hop, but we grew up when it was born. So like we saw the very beginnings of what, you know, is looked at now as legends in the game and things of that nature, from, you know, the MC Shan, KRS-One beef to, you know, Kumo D and Treacherous 3 and, you know, Grandmaster Flash. You know what I mean? Like, we actually grew up with that music and we saw it evolve to where it is now, man. So,
unfortunately, just like, you know, music today, you know, tragedy does strike, you know what I mean? Cool C and Steady B, they actually, you know, couldn't get out of the hustler mentality. So, you know, they actually got caught up and did some real damaging things to their lives, you know. So, you know, unfortunately, you know, two iconic brothers for the hip hop industry, you know, are now in prison facing, you know, the death sentence. So, you know, at least Cool C is. So, I mean, it's just, you know, a testimony to people out there that's trying to do hip hop and trying to be something that, you know, they're not. You know what I mean? It actually, you know, if you want to become an artist, be that. Be the artist. Understand? You know, show your artistic value on your record. You don't have to live what you say all the time. I mean, even if you see it, you know, paint the picture. Show what you've seen. You know what I mean? But you don't have to, you know, go out and buy the paint and the canvas and do it yourself.
it's entertainment. 50 Cent
That's
ain't
what it's
shooting
supposed to
nobody
be.
no
Yeah,
more.
exactly. You know.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that stuff ain't happening no more.
Yeah.
Like, it's purely entertainment. You know what I mean? So, you know, you
It's
take
supposed to
you
be.
take it like that and you keep it moving.
For those who are unaware of Cool C and Steady B, they were like pioneers in hip hop. I know BoyzIIMen had to know them because they was around the same vibe when they were coming up. And they robbed a bank and they killed a lady officer.
Yeah, it was a
And
rap.
now they're facing a death penalty.
Yeah.
So once again, like when I had T.I. here, you know, things can happen and it's out of our control, but they knew the right thing to do and the wrong thing to do. Just like T.I., he made his mistake. For those, I just want to bring up the T.I. situation real quick. T.I. wasn't like getting guns to go just kill people and fight Iraq or nothing like that. The situation with him, I want to clear that up. His best friend was murdered in a car with him. And they had some heavy artillery that he'd never heard of. So T.I. wanted to get those same guns to protect himself. The same guns that killed his friend, he wanted to get those, and he got into a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure he learned his lesson. So with that said, the street and fame sometimes is this close apart. It's this close apart, and it can happen to any of us. One wrong turn, it could be it for you.